Yapping.
Hello, this is Erica.
And Edgar.
And we are the Yapping Schnauzers. We entertain you with yap-worthy stories we find around the web. Today's theme is manners or madness. The first story is, am I overreacting for asking my husband why he gave his mom my seat at graduation? My husband, 33 male, and I, 31 female, don't argue much, but this one has me quietly boiling. I graduated with my master's last weekend. I worked full-time, raised our daughters, 2 female, and pulled night classes for 2 years to get here. Each graduate was given 3 guest tickets. I gave mine to my husband, my mom, and my sister. Cool. Day of graduation, I'm walking into the venue with my cap half falling off, and my husband waves me over, with his mom next to him. I assumed she somehow got a ticket, maybe from another student. Nope. Later, my sister texts, "Where are you sitting?" I said, "Aren't you here?" And she replied, "I didn't get in. No ticket." Apparently, he gave my sister's ticket to his mom without telling me. His excuse, "Your mom and your sister would have both cried anyway, and my mom's never seen you graduate." I told him that was disrespectful, and he told me I was being overly sensitive and making a scene over a seat. I left dinner early, haven't really spoken to him since. He thinks I'm being cold over something logistical, but I feel hurt, blindsided, and am I overreacting?
So yeah, firstly, it's just a little bit rude not to clarify who's coming, because I guess everyone has like expectations about who was able to go and stuff. And when they told OP like one thing, I guess she was just like blindsided completely with who actually came, which was like OP's husband's mom.
Yeah, he just had no right to make that choice for her, especially if it's her graduation, it's her moment. She should choose who should go.
Mm-hmm.
Why go ahead and say, well, I want my mom to go?
Yeah, exactly. I imagine those 3 people that were originally supposed to go were what OP wanted to come.
Yeah, I mean, how would you felt? Would you have acted the same way? Would you have been pissed, or you would have just let it go?
I feel like it'd be a bit indifferent, but also I don't really like graduations like that. Like I don't think they're that important.
How should he have to handle it better?
Well, since they're in a relationship, they're married, they should have had better communication about who was actually going. Like it's like a very weaselly thing to be like, "Oh, I didn't tell you," because you would have been like pissed and stuff.
Exactly.
Like there's sometimes that's like an acceptable like excuse, but like in times like this where like OP clearly cares about the graduation, he should have been more direct and more communicative about his intentions.
Well, he went behind her back.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just about communication. It was about him knowing that she was not going to be okay with it and lying to her and waiting for the last minute to change her plans for something important.
Mm. Is this like divorce worthy for you?
That's a hard question.
Or is this like a doghouse worthy?
This was hard.
I say the very minimum is a doghouse worthy.
Of course, but so I guess it depends if he has done anything like this before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if he has put his family first before mine. Like, let's say if it's graduation, of course his family should go before yours. You know, it's like common sense. But why is he adding his mother for this? Like, I don't understand.
Maybe the mother is very cool.
No, there's just no excuse to it. It's like I don't no. There's no excuse for what he did, and I would have been really pissed with him. I wouldn't say divorce worthy, but I would definitely ponder the thought.
You could always just use AI to like in the pictures make it so the people who you wanted to be there were actually there.
No, that's not the same thing. Okay, so the top comment is not overreacting. Your husband is awful. It was your special day and your choice of who to give the tickets to. Your sister traveled all the way only to have to stand outside. He made your special day about him and his mom, and then has the audacity to tell you that you're the one with the problem. It wasn't his choice to make, and instead of admitting that and apologizing, he's victim blaming. 100%. Please stand firm, OP, because this isn't just about graduation, it's about respect. If he doesn't respect you, then he's not marriage material.
They're already married, though.
Oh, well, divorced. And then she edited, "This is actually worse than I thought, because he must have planned this in advance and told his mom to be there to get to the venue. He let you and your sister believe that she was getting the ticket, but all in the while, he already invited his mom and hadn't told you. You are married to a colossal asshole. Run. That's true. He lied in order to have this happen. He lied to his sister and her,
and told his mom probably. Because if I said, "Oh, you were invited," so I feel like the mom isn't really at fault.
I hope not, because sometimes you always think of good in people.
I feel like everyone here was like, well, at least everyone invited, like, had to travel a long way.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, like, it matters in terms of the mom being like innocent or not, because she's just
we don't know she's innocent.
Yeah,
we don't know.
We don't know the OP's
so
innocent.
We don't. Yes, OP is innocent in this. Her husband is an asshole, and she
really knows how to pick him.
Well, it's hard to show true colors. So I would say it doesn't matter if whoever traveled, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's about who she wanted to be there in her special day, and he ruined that and lied to everybody. I'm hoping he lied to the mother-in-law, but who knows?
So, final verdict?
I would say he's the asshole. I would really think about your marriage and reflect.
I say he's the asshole, but just every single mile that the sister had to travel, that's how many days he has to be in the doghouse for.
Nah, dude, I'm so annoyed with this because it's just it's frustrating. Like, I would say it depends if it's the worthy. If he's done something else like this, that he has done something that has put his family first besides OP, then I would say divorce worthy. But if not, this is his first offense, then I would really reflect and see if you want to continue.
The next story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Getting Upset at My Boyfriend for Constantly Eating My Food? My boyfriend, 22 male, and I, 24 male, have been dating for a little over a year now. In general, we have a pretty good relationship with hardly any major problems, except for one on my end. He is constantly eating my food. We don't live together and work hectic schedules, so we eat out a lot. We cook too, but this problem isn't present when we eat in. Well, this guy would literally eat his food and then help himself to mine. He won't ask me, he won't even look at me, but would just reach out onto my plate and start eating. I was feeling nauseous a couple of weeks ago when we went out for burgers, so I took the whole thing home. A few hours pass and I'm feeling better and I try to eat, and he literally grabs from my plate and just starts eating it. After 4 of his bites, it was more than halfway gone. He does this with drinks as well and would drink anything I have with me. My mom gave me an expensive bar of chocolate that I was saving, and he just went to my dresser and opened it and ate half. It's driving me crazy that I can't ever fully have a meal or any kind of treats to myself because he wants to eat it all as well. I've talked to him about it and I've met with the "you're overreacting, it's not a big deal, I thought we should" stuff. But last weekend we went to the movies and I ordered some snacks and a large drink. He ordered some snacks and a medium drink, so I took it upon myself and upgraded him to large. He tells me he only wants a medium, and I insist that he takes the large. He doesn't want one and tells the guy to make it a medium anyways. So a little later, halfway through the movie, he runs out of soda and grabs mine. He literally chugs like more than half of it and I'm lost in. I screamed at him at the theater, "Get your own drink, you should have gotten something large like I said," and everybody looked at us. He said it was very embarrassing and uncalled for in public, and I agreed to an extent, but it was the last straw for me. So, am I the asshole?
No. I think it's really annoying. He tried to accommodate his boyfriend, and he just refused. And then when things went the wrong way or he got pissed, the boyfriend's like, that was so uncalled for.
It's just, I don't get, like especially with that theater situation, like, why didn't he take the large drink? Like, clearly he's very hungry all the time.
Oh, maybe he's trying to watch his way.
Maybe, and failing.
Yeah. I mean, you're always asking for food and you're always hungry.
Mm-hmm.
And to some extent, everybody, including your family and my family, know that you eat a lot.
I know. Maybe too much.
I don't know where it goes, but you're still thin, regardless of how much you eat. But, we already know this, so I'm used to you. So I cater for you. So, sometimes I don't eat this. I'm like, here, you could have this. Or I share some of it, or half of this goes that, except for ice cream sometimes. I put my foot down for ice cream.
I know, you barely give me any.
Because I love ice cream. You should have got your own. And
I'm watching my figure.
Yeah, okay. But you want my ice cream.
I only want like the chocolate parts.
Yeah, which is the best part. Exactly. So no. I still say, I mean, if there's issues, like let's say you did that to me, I would have been flipped out too.
In the theater?
Yeah, I would have flipped out.
Would you flip out even more if it was like ice cream in the theater?
Actually, you know what? I would have said no. You could go get your large drink. That's what I would have said. I wouldn't have screamed at you. I would have said, no, this is my drink. I'm drinking it. Go get your large drink.
That's crazy.
Because if I wanted to order a large drink and you denied that and even told the waiter, no, I'm just going to get a medium.
And then end up drinking mine's anyways.
Yeah, and then trying to drink mine after I told you to get a large. No, I would have said, go order your large drink.
He literally drank like half the large drink too.
I know, it's insane. I don't know. I think
his greed would destroy him.
Yeah, you're also good. Like, I don't know if it's a lot of people eat like that, either for anxiety or if it's also because it's like gluttony. When you're just eating because you just want to eat, not because you're really hungry.
Yeah, gluttony.
Gluttony, there you go.
I feel like maybe he was bored because have you noticed like when you're in theaters, you just like kind of like keep chewing on popcorn and not really like noticing what you're eating.
Yeah, and you keep going, 100%.
I feel like sort of good, but also like you're eating like so much calories because it really adds up. When we have nights out with the kids or with like friends on Fridays, we get 3 or 4 bags of popcorn, and that's like a lot.
Excuse me, I don't usually eat it all the time.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know it now. It's just us two. It's just like in general, it's just like kids. A popcorn fest.
Yeah, well, I mean, in Costco they sell that big pack.
Yeah, 10 pounds of popcorn,
and
straight to our niece's stomach. Her greed would destroy her.
She just loves popcorn with salt and lemon. If you guys haven't tried that, you should totally try it. It's so good.
But don't put too much on it because she always puts way too much, and then my hands dissolve into the popcorn dissolves as my hand touches the popcorn.
Yeah, it's a little bit soggy. I would say just sprinkle it. Don't necessarily like drown in it.
How about we just have popcorn without nothing in it?
No, I love popcorn and lemon or lime, whatever. Both are good. Okay, so the top comment is, why are you with this guy still? He has no respect for your boundaries, belittles you and your feelings, and refuses to compromise. Let the asshole dump him for your own sanity.
Is this dump worthy?
Yes.
You think so?
100%.
What if they've been together for like 40 years?
I don't give I don't know. I would say dump him because right now you're still a boyfriend. Do you think you can live like this forever? Because I don't think he's going to change. And he's showing you who he really is. Are you going to be living like that for the rest of your life? I don't think so.
Opie's boyfriend isn't going to live forever like this, though. Or live forever.
Because he eats too much?
Exactly.
But you don't know if he goes to the gym or whatever. But regardless, I don't think you would want to live like that for the rest of your life. I think it's very frustrating. You're going to lose hair. You're going to...
He's already losing hair, I can tell.
You're going to get white hair from me. And, just save your sanity, OP. Dump his ass.
So that's your final verdict?
Yeah, how about you? What's your final verdict?
Just keep a stash.
No, because he's an adult. He should know. He's not a child. He should be be accountable for what he's eating and then be an adult for it. Not just accommodate him every single time. That's exhausting for the other person.
Maybe it's a trauma response.
It doesn't matter. If he doesn't want to deal with that, then he doesn't have to. Nobody has to deal with your trauma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. He looks like he's like on edge anyways. It's probably not a good match.
No, probably not.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the next story is, gave away free cupcakes at work. Got told they weren't inclusive enough. I bought 24 cupcakes in the office last Friday. Just a nice mix I baked at home. Vanilla, chocolate, and a few sprinkles. Left them in the break room with a note that said, free, enjoy. About an hour later, someone sent a company-wide email saying, "While I appreciate the gesture, it would have been nice if they were gluten-free or vegan options, so everyone could enjoy." Then added aggressive line like, "Let's try to be more mindful when sharing food in common spaces." They were free. I'm not a bakery. I didn't realize bringing cupcakes made me head of dietary inclusivity. Next time, I'm bringing nothing but a locked Tupperware and a spoon. For me only.
I feel like with that kind of response, OP should have responded by making just gluten free, like cupcakes, but it's not actually gluten free.
No, stop. Some people are allergic.
Oh no.
You could kill someone.
With
What do
gluten?
you mean?
What? I feel like that's the worst way to die, but not in like it's painful, but like it's just like imagine your tombstone died with gluten.
That's not funny, dude. No, you should not do that. I think sometimes it sucks being nice because people are like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever been nice to somebody and then it was like getting slapped?
Yeah.
What? What did you do?
I treat Selena the dog really nicely, and she still bites me when I try to give her kisses in the face too.
Don't say that.
But I love her still.
No, she doesn't like being. Well, she got neutered, and she has really sensitive belly, and she doesn't like anybody kissing it. She loves belly rubs though.
Mm-hmm.
She loves it. She goes to you, turns around, and then you see her belly like, "Give me the rubs." But she doesn't like anybody kissing it except for me. And you're jelly, and you want to kiss her belly, and I tell you all the time, don't do it. Don't do it, and you don't listen. So that's why she doesn't bite you. She almost bites you. She growls at you.
Yeah, she gives me warning shots.
Yeah, but she doesn't bite you. Anyways, she's very sensitive with her belly.
Mm-hmm. And that's a time when I felt betrayed for being nice.
She loves you, but she just doesn't like you being kissed in the belly, except for me. All right. So top comment is, one time at work, I was just craving sugar or something junk food, and the vending machine had this huge bag of gummy bears. I bought it and got my rush, and then asked my coworker if anyone wanted some. A few did, but one person gave me a stink face when I offered her and announced she was diabetic, and next time I should consider offering a healthy treat. I simply said, "No worries, I won't offer you next time."
That's crazy.
Oh
That's
my
like so
gosh.
temperamental.
What is that? I'd be like, you know what?
Some people are just like born miserable.
I would. This is what I don't like to be nice to. Or I think I'm a very nice person, but sometimes you have to have a limit.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're nice to people, because people just are assholes and they don't deserve it. Okay. So, what's the final verdict?
I say that OP is not the asshole for trying to give treats to everybody, but happens to not bake gluten-free treats.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like such a niche thing to make too, and it's like very difficult, from what I've heard.
Yeah, exactly. This is another top comment was, if she wants healthy treats, she can bring her own snacks. That's it. That's simple.
Mm-hmm. The next story is titled, "I didn't let my husband eat my sandwich." My husband and I were chilling on the couch, and I mentioned I was hungry. I placed an order from one of our favorite sandwich shops. I asked him 3 times while ordering if he would like one as well, and he said no 3 times. And he had just had breakfast and wasn't hungry. The sandwich arrived, and I cut off a small bit of it to eat then, and saved the rest for later. I don't have a large appetite. I'm kind of a grazer, like a cow.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Weird way to describe your eating habits.
Yeah.
But I take one bite, and he says, "Oh, I want a bite of that." And I said, "Why didn't you order one yourself?" And then he said, "I wasn't hungry until I smelled yours." That's very convenient for him. And I ended up letting him have about 3 bites of mine and told him to order his own. I don't like sharing food unless it's planned, and he knows this. We've been together for 10 years, and I literally have to hide snacks from him because he will find them and eat them because I don't eat all of it at once. He orders a sandwich. It's a 30-minute delivery, and he wants another bite of mine. And then I said, no. Now I'm the crazy, selfish hypocrite who won't share food, and he has now brought up every meal we've ever had the past 2 weeks as an example of his food generosity. Mind you, every meal was planned to be shared. Now we aren't speaking. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not.
I mean, they don't really seem that compatible. Like, we always share food, either planned or not, and I feel like we're okay with it. And I feel like that's something like good, happy couples like doing in general. Like, if you really didn't like the person, you wouldn't like sharing the food, or you wouldn't make the sacrifice or compromise to share food.
It's not just about that. I think it's just all the time, you can't change something that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
So she is willing to compromise and plan when to share the food, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when there's no planning and he still wants to share, and she did give him 3 bites, and now he has to wait 30 minutes for his food, but he wants to continue eating her food. Doesn't that frustrate you?
It's like some of these people have like 2 thoughts going on in their head and they don't communicate with each other.
I guess. I mean, if she would have said, okay, so you have another bite, then I have 3 bites from your sandwich. We share your sandwich.
Exactly, yeah. But, I mean, she didn't think about saying that, but I feel like OP's husband or whatever probably wouldn't like the idea.
Yeah.
Because he's a hungry little boy.
Something else. Yeah, it's frustrating because all he had to do was order and said, yeah, just order me 1 too. That's all it was.
All he had to do was fast.
No.
This would have been avoided.
All he had to do was say, yeah, just order me a sandwich, and he would have had his own sandwich. Crisis averted. But he said no repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think OP is the asshole here. The husband is. The top comment is, not the asshole. Does he have issues with food, or is he selfish and self-absorbed by nature? OP responded, he eats everything he likes in the house because it's there. He wants it. I can leave a package of chocolates in the fridge for 3 months and have one every week or so. He eats the whole package in a day. Why I have to hide my snacks from him? That's crazy.
I know.
I would be upset
that
too.
kitchen must be on lockdown.
Like, I mean, how you finish the whole package? You're like...
He must be like 300, 400 pounds.
Oh, sometimes people have fast metabolism, so,
Why he's eating like junk food?
Maybe he's so then OP, somebody said, so is he completely selfish then, or is it a compulsive eating thing? He's a compulsive eater. I have to hide my snacks for him. If he sees it, he eats it. And I have really big issue with my food that I have saved for later disappearing. I'm just ordering 2 next time.
Dang. Looking at the OP's boyfriend's eating habit is gonna financially ruin them forever.
Or his health. Like, I mean, eating like that, it's not healthy for you either.
So yeah, final verdict?
No, I'm saying that she's not the asshole. He needs therapy. For compulsively eating.
He needs a diet.
Alright, so the next story is... I lied on my resume to get a job I wasn't really qualified for, and now I'm actually good at it. I was broke, desperate, and tired of all the rejection emails. One night, I just snapped and rewrote my resume like it was a fanfic character. I added skills I didn't actually have, projects I never did, even made a fake consulting gig that sounded fancy, but was really just helping my cousin with a site once. I applied a bunch of jobs, got some interviews, learned some buzzwords, watched a ton of YouTube tutorials, and just hoped no one would dig too deep. And then one company actually hired me. Remote job, decent pay, full benefits. I almost passed out. LOL. First month was rough. Imposter syndrome, Googling everything, constantly panicking whenever someone slacked me?
Yeah, Slack is like a chat app for work.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But I kept showing up, kept learning, faked confidence until I didn't fake anymore. Fast forward like 6 months, and now I'm actually a good worker. Like, people come to me with questions. I hit my KPIs. I trained the new intern last week. My boss called me a core member, and I almost spit my coffee out. I'm still weird about how it started, but also if I hadn't lied, I would have never gotten the chance, and now I'm not really lying anymore. I am that person. Just took a weird detour to get here. Maybe the whole system's broken if the only way to get in is to pretend you already belong.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Like also the interview process is kind of broken in general. Like they, like do you know what Cluely is?
No, what's that?
So yeah, this is big on tech Twitter, but Cluely is an app that this guy made, and this guy he just dropped out of Columbia University. What he did was like he went into the college in the search to find like a co-founder, and then he created this product where he'll go into the technical interviews like Google, Amazon, and he'll have basically AI in the background telling him all the answers to the interview questions. So all you gotta do is just repeat back and write the code that the AI tells him to do. And he was able to get 5 job offers for that.
Oh, wow.
But as soon as they found out, like all of the jobs rescinded their offers, and then Columbia kicked him out of college.
That's crazy.
And now he has his own company called Cluely, where he's creating that cheating service, but for everything. He wants to do it for dates, for when you're talking to your accountant.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like but that's like a valuable lesson. Like the system as it is isn't really working anymore, and there's like if someone bullshitter like him could like get in and still do reasonably well, I feel like we're not measuring the correct thing because maybe he had it in him to like kind of grind it out, you know?
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're a hard worker, I feel like you could learn anything and you're a fast learner. I don't think you should be limited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's just, I mean, he got lucky.
He got super lucky. But yeah, I think he has like, I feel like he cares enough to want to like look up all these things and like not be like a burden into his team and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
because
like
he
a
cared.
skill. Yeah,
exactly.
That and he probably got paid super well or more better than he was paid before.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to lose that.
And he had full benefits too, so it's hard to find a job too. And remote. It's like literally perfect. So the top comment is the most inspiring thing I've heard in the last year. If only everyone was such a self-started, resourceful, and a go-getter. And next is starting your own business on the side until it makes more than you make. Then hiring yourself out of work of the company you built. Or automating it using AI if possible. Go after it and go get it. I believe in you. That's a nice comment.
Yeah. If you can like do this, like go to a job that you have like no knowledge or qualifications for and then like succeed in it, you can probably do most other things.
Yeah, exactly.
With enough determination.
I remember how we were talking and you were telling me that school makes you to be a worker but not a leader.
Yeah. That and also it doesn't teach you to be like a problem solver or creative. I feel like a lot of kids these days aren't creative anymore. They need like some sort of stimulus or they need to like see something in order to imagine it. Don't you remember when you were younger when you had like your own toys and you had to imagine your own scenarios or your own things to keep yourself entertained?
Yeah, I mean, we do use technology way more than we used to before. I mean, we didn't have tablets, we didn't have computers or whatever, or Game Boys like that. And we just had TV.
Exactly, yeah. But the thing is, like, we have all this technology now, but we're able to, like, at least do a little bit more with it. Like, we just use it as an extension of ourselves. Because these days, that's all they have from, like, as soon as they're, like, able to walk, they have that.
I know.
So that's all they are.
Yeah, I think it's good and bad because then, you know, instead of using... You should use AI or whatever, the computer, to enhance your learning or help you learn something, not just use AI for everything to give you answers, because then you're not learning anything, you're not growing, you're not doing something new.
Yeah, you're basically just borrowing all that knowledge and all that skills, but it's like not skills and knowledge you actually have.
Exactly. So I think it's important to use technology, not replace your thinking and critical thinking skills with it.
Yeah, that's why I feel like a lot of kids these days are kind of like screwed because we're like in a new like paradigm with like AI and just like all this technology just being thrown to kids and young people's like faces, and we haven't like figured out a good system for them to like take it in appropriately and responsibly.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess we're seeing like 10-20 years if like everyone turns out how it goes, if they turn out socially awkward or if they like become 10 times more awesome than we ever could be.
Yeah, I mean, it could go both ways. So what's the final verdict for you?
For this? I think, yeah, he's... Well, I don't think
it's not I'm an asshole story. It's just more like...
I agree with him. If you should lie on your resume in order to get your job. That is legal advice.
I wouldn't say lie. I would just say, I mean, if you had experience of somehow, you should put it in your resume.
Yeah. But if you want to be like this
sparkle,
guy
sparkle.
and have like a remote job that pays well and you don't have to worry and people respect you, you can also lie on your resume.
I'm not encouraging lying. I'm not doing that.
It's a new strategy. A new strategy, guys.
No. My nephews listen to this, so I can't be I can't be supporting lying, so I'm not doing that.
Oh well. The next story is titled, Am I the asshole for asking my friend's boyfriend to carry my groceries when I was wearing a wrist brace? So I, 30 female, was sleeping over at my friend's for the weekend. I had surgery on my wrist a couple months ago. On bad days, they'll wear soft brace. And I offered to go get a few things for breakfast and came back with like 3 grocery bags. The boyfriend, 32 male, opens the door for me, sees my arm full, and I'm like, can you bring these to the kitchen, please? And he said, yeah, of course. And I handed them over to him. No weird vibes. We all had lunch, laughed, and even went out that day. That night, however, my friend informed me I was really inappropriate by having asked him to do physical stuff for me. And she added that he has boundaries about doing more mundane favors for other women too, like food deliveries, and gets uncomfortable about it, but is too polite to refuse. And it sounded like she made it as if I had disrespected their relationship. Honestly, I figured that was just a polite question to ask. He wasn't saying anything or reacting strangely. I thanked him like 3 times. Now I feel awk as F, and I don't know if I overstepped. Am I the asshole?
No, girl, you're not.
This is like a weird dynamic. Like I'm sure like there's some like couples that look at this and they're like, oh, this is cute. This is like having boundaries and respecting your relationship. Like this is it. But for me, this is not it.
No. I don't think having boundaries and respecting each other is not a bad thing. I think that's great. But this type of boundaries is kind of out of whack for me.
I know. Like there's like I feel like there was no romantic tension in this. It's just like, oh, like I really can't do this by myself because I have like a wrist brace. Can you just help me? Like just for like a second or two.
She had wrist surgery not too long ago.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and like this like couple knows this already. But I like to think that the boyfriend wasn't actually uncomfortable with this. I feel like the girlfriend probably saw this and like, why'd you do that to her? Why'd you do that with her? Do you like her? And then like just probe them.
Probably
and,
jealous, yeah. She's a jealous type.
Super jealous. Because I imagine like the boyfriend wasn't probably trying to make a move. Like it didn't look like he was trying to make a move.
No, he saw her with 3 bags, a wrist brace, and she wanted to help.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I know. Like, what was the alternative? Just look at OP struggling and be like, damn, sucks to be you.
Exactly. I don't get it.
I feel like that would have been red flags for OP's a neighbor or whatever, couple friends.
Yeah, then I would have been like, yeah, your boyfriend just saw me struggle, didn't say anything.
You know,
like,
yeah, it's a little bit psychotic, actually.
Yeah. So the top comment is, not the asshole. I'm willing to bet that he didn't even have a problem with it. Your friend did. What he did literally didn't even take that long. She's totally overreacting. And then OP actually responded, exactly. He grabbed a few bags, walked to the kitchen, and that was it. I didn't think asking for help would turn in some kind of betrayal. Yeah, she has problems.
Exactly, yeah.
Poor guy. If she's having issues like this, I can't even imagine about other stuff. Like, you can't even look at girls. Like, you can't even stare at them. You can't even, like, be at some certain feet with them. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. That house isn't a home. It's his prison.
He probably, the poor OP's, no, I think the boyfriend needs to think about the relationship and see if it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. A final verdict?
I don't think she's overreacting or that she overstepped anything, and she's not the asshole.
Yeah, OP was definitely not acting in the wrong, and neither was the boyfriend. I think this is all like onto the girlfriend's issues.
So next story is, should I have called the police? Okay, so I, female, 16, was in a walk in the forest near my house. Legit, don't even live 2 miles away from it. I've walked there for months and done it almost daily. Today I walked and I was on a call with a friend while I was walking. Some man who looked about 50 years old, which I've never seen before, walked over to me and said, "Hey, you look pretty. Just so you know, if anything happens to you out here, no one will hear you." I backed off and he said, "I don't want to make you uncomfortable," which honestly made me even more scared. I walked off and asked my friend on the phone if I should call the police, and I did. The operator was nice, but the second he made me talk to the police made me wonder if I should have called or not. The police sounded clearly annoyed by the call and just told me to go home if I could. I'm safe now. Did I overreact?
I do not think she overreacted. I feel like that's like a very creepy thing to have spoken to you.
Yeah, a 50-year-old man say that to a 16-year-old?
Oh, that's
Like,
weird.
oh, you're really pretty and you shouldn't be here, like, walking here. Like, if something happens to you, no one can hear you. Like,
That's
what you mean?
crazy.
I would have ran so fast. I would have called the police, ran fast, and would have never gone walking. And also, like, I think when you have a routine, you should also be careful because you just never know what type of creeps are watching you.
Yeah.
You should always do something different, especially if you like walk every day at a certain time, change your times, change your like route. It's, just in case, always keep it, different, not a routine where they know when you're going there or they know where you're going to be. And always, I would say buddy system. Always go walking with your boyfriend or somebody if possible, or even with your dog. So I think it's great to be fit and all that, but you have to always think about your safety.
Yeah, that's why I have no schedule.
Oh my god, yeah, but you're something else with that. But I think it's important to also, I'm glad that she called the police, even though the police didn't seem like it was much of anything.
Yeah.
But she did her due diligence, and maybe if somebody else calls around that time, then they know it's not just one person that's being, harassed or whatever.
I feel like it's just like a dangerous situation in general for that community because they have someone like that walking around within it, and like eventually he's gonna act up and do something.
Yeah, I mean, I used to run all the time by myself when I was in my early 20s, late 18, 19, 20, whatever. I used to run all by myself in like the forest or whatever. And now I think about it, now that I'm like older, I'm like, I was crazy.
I know.
Like I should have, and I used to run like an early morning or an afternoon all by myself. And I just been like, my parents used to tell me, don't do it. And I just ignore. But now that I'm older, I'm like, yeah, I definitely wouldn't go by myself anymore. Okay, so the top comment is, you didn't overreact at all. That was creepy and threatening as hell. Trust your gut every time and keep calling stuff like that in. Screw how the cop feels about it.
Yeah, I don't know what the cop was thinking. Probably was just like too bored or just like too lazy to like do anything actual.
Just some cops just don't care. Just like how you have good cops that, do what they need to do, you have cops that could care less.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, final verdict?
You did not overreact, OP. I'm glad you called the police and just, keep aware of your surroundings and your safety.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, just be extra careful, especially with this guy lurking around.
Yeah, especially 2 miles away from her house. I hope he didn't follow her or anything like that. That's so scary. So that's all the stories we have today. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. Check out our website, www.yappings.com, and join our mail list for updates. If you love our podcast and want to support us, subscribe and share to your friends and family. We would appreciate it so much.
Also, we have a Facebook group called AITA-Relationship and Family Drama, linked in the description. Join so you can share also posts you like or share your own stories for us all to judge. We may even read a few posts in one of our episodes if you're lucky. And also, one thing, I was in a hackathon the past month, and I created this app called tiny.la, or Tiny Law, which is a tiny stage for sharing your links and collecting fans, where you build your audience and your email list in seconds. So I will attach in the description of this episode a link to the website, and starting tomorrow until 4th of July weekend, we have a promotion where you can get $10 off for the yearly subscription. So again, $10 off coupon in the description, and check out Tiny Law, spelled TINI.LA, and we'd love your support.
Thank you. Bye.